Have you ever been told that you are going to die? How about you are going to die, but we can save you? How about you are going to die and we can save you, but you don't have enough money to do it? Extortion with the threat of death seems like something that should happen in third world countries, far away from the civilized, safe shores of the United States. But this pay or die scenario is happening on a daily basis, with 40,000 Americans dying each year. We found a woman who is facing such a threat, a woman whose bravery was captured by our cameras. Her name is Paige, and she is battling to stay alive.
I was born in Chicago and was raised for the most part in Wisconsin. Really small town, quaint, and had just a great upbringing, you know. I'm middle child, 3 brothers, a little sister. Just great parents, great mom and dad. And I lived there until I was 18, when it was time to take off and spread my wings. So I moved to Arizona, got a job working in a bar. Don't really want to include that though, you know. Moved to Colorado. Loved it there, absolutely loved it. Worked on the mountain. Probably the hardest job I've ever had in my whole life, but one of my most fun also was that I was a lift operator. So it was just fun. Got to ski a lot of days. I met a guy, and he lived in LA, and I was still living in Vail, and he called me and said, long distance doesn't work anymore, you need to come here. And so I said, I will, as soon as the season's over. And he said, no, you need to make the choice. You either come now or don't come. So I went. I moved to LA. LA was not a fit for me. I'm not an LA kind of person at all. And ended up moving to Florida. I love it here. I love the weather. I love the people. I love the life that I've created. So when I moved out here, it was a stable. The previous owners had horses, but since I'm a road rep, I can't really have live plants, live animals, or anything like that. So I took out the stalls and just made it into sort of a seating area, you know, a place to hang out with my friends. Early in the morning to go out and just work, open up the doors, and have the sunlight coming in. So yeah, I've set up my jewelry studio in the tack room, and it's just peaceful out there. I love it. It's like my little sanctuary. It provides me with peace, quiet, creative, you know, outlet, something that's just the opposite of my life on the road.
What is your life on the road? Why do you go on the road? What do you do for a living?
I'm a clothing rep, so I represent clothing manufacturers, and I sell to specialty boutiques. So I travel around in a mobile showroom, which is like an RV, loaded up with clothing, excellent, awesome clothing, and work with boutiques throughout the state. I've been doing it for a long time, like 15, maybe 16 years. So pros and cons, you know. The great thing is that I've got some really nice, pretty, strong manufacturers. Most of the store owners that I work with at this point have just become my friends. I mean, some of them my best friends, my closest friends. It was back in 2001 when I was first diagnosed, so like 9 years ago. I found myself without insurance, with cancer, and at that point, my business was very strong, and so I paid for all of it cash. It's just what I had to do, but thankfully, I was able to do that. This time, it's not the same thing. I have no health insurance because I have a pre-existing and have not been able to get coverage. You know, I feel that I should say that I'm not a person that is, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for somebody to step in and save me. I haven't gotten to 48 years old living that way, you know, at all. Even to ask for anything is really hard for me. But I'm at a point where I realize I need help. Because I'm not finding the answers that I need on my own. I'm happy to pay a premium for insurance. I'm happy to pay it. Just show me a policy that I can actually get and pay for. That's what I need.
So what about the new healthcare laws? What about all the cancer foundations? What about the idea that a person's life is more valuable than money? There must be something that Paige has not done right. Right?
One of my girlfriends called me, and she was online on the computer, because I don't follow up with the news as I should. So she said, I'm online, and I've just found this Obama's pre-existing healthcare page. So she read it to me, and I was sitting in my car listening to her, and I was elated. I thought, oh my gosh, the Holy Grail, she's found it, you know, it's perfect. She read all of the prerequisites, who it was available to, and I thought, this is it, bingo, I'm good. So I called insurance company again, went through the steps over the phone, and the guy said to me, well, you know, because of your pre-existing, we're not going to be able to have anything for you. And I said, okay, I need to get that in writing then, because I'm looking at this Obama. And he said, okay, just a moment, please. And he transferred me to another person. And the other person came on, listened to my story, and she's like, okay. She goes, just a moment. And I guess she went and talked with somebody else. She came back on, and she said, we're going to have to formally go through the application at this point. So we did that. And she said that I would hear back whether it was a denial or whether it was, you know, so that I could get insurance within 30 days. I need coverage now. For surgery now. I came across, I think it was the maybe the state of Florida Insurance Commission or something online. And so I called, and they had 2 different programs to refer me to. One was, I need to find out what the name of that is, the pre-existing thing. It's like PCIP or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. But there was a second one that they had to offer me for people with pre-existing. So I called up, go through the whole deal. The guy tells me all about it, and I'm thinking, this is perfect. The only negative was it maxed out at $25,000 in a year. And I thought, at least $25,000, like that's a huge help. That'll be a great benefit for me. And after the whole conversation, he says to me, oh, but your pre-existing isn't covered for the first year. Susan Komen, you know, I mean, a name that's on everybody's minds, especially this month, right? Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I called their main office, and I also called their local office twice, and was told that since I've already been diagnosed with breast cancer, that they do not have anything that can help me. If I had gone to them prior for the initial mammogram, then they could have perhaps funded me through treatment. But since I did not, there was nothing that they could do. And that really blew my mind. I have a girlfriend, a very close friend of mine actually, that does the 3-day walk every year, and she raises a lot of money for the organization. And I called her and I told her what I had been told, and she was silent on the other end of the phone, and she just said, why am I doing this then? Why am I walking if my best friend can't get help, you know? So I went to the hospital and was told the price. I broke down and I said to the girl behind the desk, I said, what do people do? I said, I have no money. I cannot afford that. I have no insurance. And she said, people that do not have insurance and cannot pay don't get served. I need to make it clear that I'm not asking for somebody else to take care of me. I want to take care of myself. So give me that opportunity by allowing me to purchase health insurance that covers my pre-existing. everybody knows that this country is the greatest country in the world, right? But we have to take care of our own. There have to be options for individuals like myself that have pre-existing conditions. Because the reality is, everybody gets sick at some point.
Hope does not end here, though. It begins here.